What if the reason you're struggling to learn isn't your brain, but the way you've been studying your whole life? What if you're one smart tweak away from remembering everything like a pro? Japanese students memorize thousands of kanji with samurai-like discipline. Not because they're smarter, but because they study smarter. I learned this after crashing and burning, and today I'm sharing the 5 hacks that turned me from a study wreck to a learning machine. Stick around, because this could change how you conquer any challenge. 6 years ago, I was at rock bottom. Living in my parents' basement surrounded by empty energy drink cans, my desk a war zone of highlighters and crumpled notes. I was failing my college courses, barely scraping C's. I'd stay up all night cramming for exams, thinking if I just studied harder, I'd get it. But every test was the same. My brain went blank, like someone hit delete. I told myself, once I ace these classes, get a degree, land a job, then I'll be set. But after bombing yet another final, I felt this crushing emptiness. I wasn't just failing tests, I was failing myself. That's when I met Daigo and it flipped everything. Daigo studies for 30 minutes a day, gets 8 hours of sleep, hangs out with friends, and still ace the exam. I'm not the best, but I can learn from the best. So I started to ask Daigo for help. What's the differences between Daigo and me? Well, it's not brain's effort, not about luck. It's only learning method. Your brain's like a cluttered desk. If you shove info in without organizing it, you'll lose it. Science backs this. The forgetting curve wipes out 70% of what you study in a day. A few days later, barely a trace. It's the silent killer of all that effort. Turns out those Japanese students, like Daigo, weren't studying harder, they were studying smarter. They figured out how to work with their brain, not against it. Here are the straight-up, no BS hacks they use. Stuff based on how your brain actually learns. Stuff that finally started working for me when I ditched the old ways. Let's break them down. Hack 1. Active recall. Don't just read or highlight. That's like staring at a recipe and expecting dinner. Force your brain to dig up information. Close your book, write down everything you remember about a topic. Or try explaining it to your roommates. It's tough, but that struggle builds memory like push-ups build muscle. I started doing this for biology and my quiz scores shot up 30%. Hack 2. Tiny bites. Big chapters are overwhelming. Break them into small chunks like Japanese students do with kanji. Learn one concept today, another tomorrow. 1 year later, they already memorized thousands of kanji. It's like stacking Lego bricks. One piece at a time builds a castle. James Clear's Atomic Habit says 1% daily gains compound fast. It's why I stopped cramming and started winning. Hack 3. Spaced repetition. Review stuff before your brain trashes it. Go over what you learned a day later, then 3 days, a week, a month. It's like saving files before they're deleted. I used a notebook for this, and now I recall formulas from years ago. Hack 4. Kaizen. This Japanese principle is about tiny, consistent steps. Skip all-nighters. Spend 30 minutes a day, 10 minutes for active recalling, 10 minutes for reviewing something you learned last week, 10 minutes for practicing. In a month, you're 30% sharper with no burnout. It's how I went from C's to A's without losing my sanity. Hack 5. Lock in. Japanese students make studying a ritual. Pick a distraction-free spot. Use the same pen or lamp every time. It's like a mental cue. Game on. I got a cheap desk lamp just for studying, and my focus tripled. Small move, big impact. Here's the truth. Learning shouldn't suck. These hacks cut my study time in half and made me love learning. Think about something you're great at. Skating, gaming, whatever. You didn't just read about it, you practiced, failed, grew. You pulled the information out when you needed it. That's how real learning works. Now it's your turn. You can go back to the highlighter hell and the forgetting cycle. Or you can start using methods that actually work with your brain. The people who really succeed, they don't just hear this stuff, they do something about it. Try it out this week. Seriously, don't just nod along, take action. Drop a comment and tell me you're testing. Want more brain hacks? Hit that subscribe button. Your next big win starts with one small step. Let's make it happen.